Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to another KPC Live, where we talk about the most entertaining and recent Korean news, Korean society, and all that kind of stuff, including K-pop. So, long time no see, everybody. I have been out for 2 weeks. I'll tell you in a bit why. But before we go on, today we have a lot of news to cover. Starting from Wheesung's death and President Yoon getting freed from jail. Bong Joon-ho's Mickey's 17. Also, there has been some bombing and stabbing incidents in Korea. As crazy as it might sound, it is true. Also, Korea's cinema scene toppling down. I don't know if that's universal, but let's talk about that. Some K-pop industries exporting to other countries and the lottery being rigged. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And just to let you guys know, this live stream is going to be approximately about an hour and a half. And after that, I will transition, to the exclusive live stream held on Patreon. So just to let you guys know the rules. For those of you who transition from the public live stream to the Patreon live stream real time, if you're watching right now and you decide to keep on watching, it will be free because I'm going to send you guys the link in the chat. However, if you decide to watch afterwards, the replay of it, there will be a small paywall that supports my channel. So that's how it's going to work. And on Patreon today, we have a lot of news in stock as well. We're going to be talking about Trump and how it's affecting Korea's economy and the US maybe going hostile with South Korea. Talking about weathercasters in Korea as well, and inheritance tax, marriage, parenthood, all that, opposition party getting threatened for assassination, and obesity in Korea. So as you can see in the Patreon exclusive stream, it's going to be more political, in-depth, societal news, while the public streams are going to be a little bit more, I guess, lighthearted, more widespread, and just well-known news. Yeah. So before we go on, I do owe you guys a little bit of greeting. So, hey y'all, where are you watching from? Please tell me. Before we go on, please like the video if you can. Hello from New Jersey, Sunshine Dragon. Hi, Tina Bean. And hi, Excellence. Okay, and Carol Clarkson. Okay, great. And K-Stosh. Hello, David. Happy Hump Day. Hello, Jedi Jills, Droid Lap, and Michelle from Los Angeles, California. And my phone is going berserk. There we go. Yeah, just started live streaming for no reason. Minnesota, Joa, and Toronto, Zofia. And Daejeon, East Coast, USA, Caddy. Hello. If I already have a Patreon membership, will that work? Yes, it will. So no worries. I'll let you guys know how it works at the end of the stream. So yeah, unfortunately today, because it's been a long time since I've been live streaming, the chat function is not working, which I've been trying to toggle for like the last 5 minutes, but didn't figure out how to make it work. So today I'm just going to be relying on the YouTube chat over there. So my eyesight isn't really that good. So if I don't notice your comments, please forgive me. And I know, before everybody jumps on into asking why have you not included the Kim Soo-hyun and Kim Se-ro news today? First of all, Kim Soo-hyun's company has warned that they will mass sue any YouTubers or media outlets that are spreading false accusations at this moment. So I'm just being very careful. They have been very aggressive about that. So being very careful. And also, I feel like the story is going to unfold even further from now on. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and we have yet to see Kim Soo-hyun's official response towards it. So right now, I'm just being very careful. If the time comes, I feel like the traditional media and the major news outlets are jumping onto it. So I feel like it's becoming a little bit more safer to cover. But at this moment, I will just postpone it for a while. So please understand about that, and it's a very frustrating and tragic situation, very disgusting as well. If we're talking under the premise that everything that is being released right now is true. But anyways, that is the reason I haven't included it in today's live stream, but more so of a reason for on why you should stay subscribed to the channel and set your notification bells on. And I pledge to do regular live streams on a regular basis, probably on a set time, which I'll notify on the announcements tab on KPC. So yeah, without further ado, let's go. That was a big prelude. So 5-minute intro. Let's go on right into the news. Yes. Okay, so what's going on? So we have a little bit of sad news to start with. Yes, the singer, the R&B pioneer Wheesung, was found dead at the age of 43. This was a very, very shocking news. It was on Monday when it happened. Right now it's Thursday, so 3 days. People are still in some kind of shock, and authorities said Wheesung, whose real name is Daejeon, he was found unresponsive on Monday evening at his own apartment, and his mother discovered the scene. Yes, and the agency said Wheesung has left us. He was found in cardiac arrest at his home in Seoul and was pronounced deceased. The agency issued another statement Tuesday that the funeral arrangements would be made once the family is ready. Right now it's private and only the family and acquaintances are allowed to go. But there have been a lot of celebrities that have been mourning his death together right now. I've only seen a few like IU and Han So-hee attend, and also Mamamoo Solar with other celebrities as well. I don't know if you guys know about Wheesung, but he was indeed a very big pioneer in Korean R&B. He was very big in ballads. I think his prime was probably when I was like in high school, I think. Yeah, there were a lot of songs you might have heard if you were a K-ballad singer or listener. One that I remember the most is like I even thought Until Marriage. That's the song's name. It's 결혼까지 생각했어. Yeah, that song. I'm sorry, I'm a very bad singer. But yes, this is just so tragic. I don't know what's going on in Korea right now. All these celebrities seem to have been having issues and problems, and it's just so sad. So for the reason of his death, it is unsure at this moment. The National Forensic Service has yet to determine the cause of death. There has been an update since Monday. The first autopsy came out, and they still are unsure. However, there was a little bit of evidence at the scene of his death in the apartment. So they found syringes like related to drugs and narcotics, at the site. And not trying to bash him or anything, but just stating the facts. And in a couple years ago, I think maybe a decade ago, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but Wheesung was Wheesung was caught using propofol back then, and propofol abusive use of it and illegal use of it is illegal in obviously illegal in Korea. So there are allegations saying that it was overdose or something like that. But despite that, it's just sad to see celebrities in Korea, whatever the motive or process would be, just ending their lives in one way or another. So rest in peace, Wheesung. Go check out his songs and memories of him if you haven't heard of him before. I can guarantee that he has a pretty soulful voice. Yes, he had a history, says Nicole. Yes, that is very sad. I know, right? Similar to Michael Jackson, the propofol. Yeah, apparently I don't know much about drugs. Yeah, obviously, but propofol is like a very common drug a lot of celebrities use in Korea because it can be obtained legally. I guess illegally, but through a legal route when you go to like plastic surgeons or hospitals, like private hospitals, and you have good connections with the doctor. Propofol is usually used and like as an anesthesia kind of method or purpose. So during surgery and all that. So yeah, if you go to like hospitals, they put you in a private room and they treat you with propofol if the patient says like, "Oh, I'm just like really, depressed or feeling bad. I just need some comfort and all that." Like there are celebrities that suffer with insomnia, and yeah, I swear to God, I think Wheesung also covered insomnia. I think maybe there was a song from him called Insomnia. I don't know, but something like that. Yes, so it's just very sad. Again, rest in peace to Wheesung. Yes, and unrelated, but did you get a spring haircut, David? Yes, I have. Thank you for noticing. Yeah, my hair was just getting a little bit too long, so yeah. And Masway says same as Yuayin. Yes. Yeah, I think there might be like a serial issue amongst the Korean entertainment scene as of why these celebrities are all choosing drugs or a source of comfort that is illegal. Yes, I don't know. I'm not advocating the usage of drugs or justifying it. Under the Korean law, it is illegal. However, just acknowledging the recent sequential chain of events where a lot of celebrities have been caught using drugs or have been under serious mental health issues, I do think there is a necessity to just assess our society and maybe reflect on why this is happening. Maybe there might be some social causes. Maybe it might just be the individual. Some might argue that just if you become rich and you have no other happiness source, then you just rely on drugs. Yeah, each side is valid, but yeah, I just think it's valid to also look into society as well. And that's what we usually do on KPC Lives about the Korean society. So if you enjoy this live stream so far, please leave a like and subscribe so that you get more Korean news. But even weed can be addictive, says Live One. Yes, let's show them grace. Yes. Yeah, and speaking of Korean society, I think this is probably the biggest news. I know all the other channels are just covering, Kim Soo-yeon, Johnny Somali, and all that. But I tell you what the real news is in Korea. And right now, currently, Korea is massively divided, of course, because of political scandals and controversies. And right now, this is probably the biggest news being hit by major news agencies every single day. I know you might not be interested in politics, but if you're interested in Korea, this is what it's happening. So the Korean president Yoon is released from custody after 52 days. So he has yet to have received his final sentence on the impeachment. So the Constitutional Court is timing its actual court ruling. People are estimating it might be tomorrow, it might be next week. We don't know decisively. There has been a chain of events that set a delay on why, like people are asking why is this dragging on so long. Apparently legal and constitutional matters take a long time. So there has been issues with appointing a certain member of the Constitutional Court and all that. Apparently the judges are all human beings and they have political nuances and preferences as well. So the political parties have been opposing a lot on the certain appointment of a single constitutional judge. So, anyways, President Yoon, he was detained 52 days ago. Wow, that's super long. I didn't know time passed that fast. It felt like, a blink of an eye when I was actually up real time at like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. when the 공수처, it's like, I don't even know how to say it. Like, it's like the government official. Let me look it out. I need to know the name of this place to explain. So in English, it's called the CIO, Corruption Investigation Office for High-Ranking Officials. So this organization itself was a controversy among our country. People, when it was actually being established, a lot of people were against it, saying that it would be an abusement of power and authority because the president actually appoints who is the head of this CIO agency. And we are seeing a result of that as the CIO had the authority to prosecute President Yoon and investigate him and put him into custody. So there are a lot of debates about that. But anyways, because of his alleged, I guess, or ongoing claims on doing the martial law and whether it's lawful or not, whether it's valid or not, the CIO thought that the announcement of the martial law was illegal and unlawful, and there are many reasons behind that. But anyways, bottom line, he was detained for a while. However, the court, the sessions are continuously going on right now. I will not update you on every single detail of it because I myself am not following it. But anyways, bottom line, why he got released is because the Seoul Central District Court revoked his detention on technical grounds. So they said there was an error, or there was an unlawful process in detaining him. So they said because it wasn't the detention was not it was not held in a lawful manner, thus he should be set free. So this doesn't mean he's not being impeached or anything. It just means that he will be investigated and the whole case will go on while he is at home. I mean, I guess, a lot of people are angry because they feel like, they don't want to see his face a single day in society. Some people, his advocates, his supporters are obviously super happy and they think this is a huge victory. And, some people on a humanitarianist perspective think, the guy's old, the dude's old. He was already 2 months in jail, and the impeachment case, court ruling is going to come out soon, so why not give him a grace period at his house and all that. So yeah, it's very much divided, and the whole country is still fighting over whether you support him or not. And quite surprisingly, right now the supporters have been consolidating even more and more, and the political controversy just brews on, which I'm pretty detached to now. I'm like, in this time and era of Trump and uncertainty and tariffs and South Korea being nominated like a red flag country in terms of energy and all that, it's very crucial to have a leadership in the country. And right now, it's absent. We don't even have a prime minister. So it's just very sad that the situation we're at. Yes. So let's see what you guys are talking about. I guess you guys are not very interested, of course, in politics. You guys are just chatting amongst yourself. Wonder if Yoon will resign. I don't think so, because I think he's gained enough support to feel like he's, he has a chance at the court. in the public court as well. So his lawyers are working very hard to defend him. So yeah, betting sites are saying that there's a 70% chance of him getting impeached and 30% of not. It's pretty similar in the statistics poll for the public as well, and even among my friends, a lot of people say, "Oh, it's just common sense that he'll get impeached." But seeing the unraveling of events right now on how he got freed from prison, detention, and all that, people might think there are a fraction of people thinking that he might not be impeached at the end. Yeah, so like it or not, even if he goes back into office, there are possibilities of him stepping down voluntarily. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. And Simpleton Crawls is very interested in politics. Well, if you are, please stick on till the end and join our Patreon exclusive live stream. It is free for those of you who just transition right from the public stream. We'll be talking about U.S. politics and how it affects Korea. So, wow, I see a red super chat from Dolly Baby, $50. Thank you so much. Pizza super chat. Yes, thank you so much. Where have you been? I have been busy. I do owe you an explanation on why I was Mia for the last 2 weeks. I guess I skipped 4 live streams. So it was government application season, government fund application season. It is March usually, February to March usually, and there are a bunch of government funds that come out targeted for startups and business owners, small business owners, and all that. So we as in Jin and I, in Piroso's name, applied for multiple applications. I think we are confident in getting one so far. It's called the export voucher. It enables us to use these coupons, basically like free money to use on marketing, making pop-up shops, going to exhibitions, all that, using designer fees, blah, blah, blah. So it's very helpful for us. I think we almost got that, and we applied for several other ones, such as the Korea Tourism organizations, government fund as well. If you have ideas related to tourism and all that, they give you funds, and there's also other startup accelerating programs. So yeah, we were just so busy, and you know how paperwork is, right? It takes on forever. Last week, I don't know if any of you have tuned into my Instagram lives or my stories, but there were literally days where I had not slept for more than 72 hours, and I was just grinding for those government funds, but fingers crossed on acquiring them. Yeah, that was why I was busy. And also I was also kind of adapting back to Korea from my trip from Singapore. Yes. Hello, Rachel. Hi, David. Ready to go to the Coldplay concert with me? Rachel, first come to Korea, I guess. Yeah. But I don't know about the Coldplay concert. So far, I'm not very confident whether I'll go at all, but yeah, I still have the tickets, so let me try to look for someone to go. Yes, in the meantime. Bean is pronounced as Ben. I know. I just pronounced it that way just for fun. Yes, I missed all of you. Yes, everyone was missed. Yeah, yes. Missed that Insta Live. Hoodie Walker galore. Yes. Okay. So, going on with the impeachment and political controversy case in Korea. So, I told you that the impeachment ruling is going to come out really soon. So, on that day, 1/10 of Korea's police force is to be mobilized for the ruling day. With the Constitutional Court of Korea expected to deliver its ruling on suspended President Yoon Suk-yeol's impeachment this week, expected to, it might be delayed as well. Police are reportedly preparing extensive security measures to prevent unrest. According to local media reports, the police initially planned to mobilize 192 riot units involving 12,000 officers across Seoul on the day of the court's impeachment day ruling. So I think, this is definitely needed because I have a personal trauma with impeachment day in particular. So when the former president Park Geun-hye was being impeached, on the ruling day, Danny and I went to vlog the scene. Danny went on top of a bus. I don't know how he pulled that, but as soon as I got out from the subway station, when I was at the site, it was full of people. There was a massive crowd, and Danny was at the liberal side, I was at the conservative side, and the conservative side were the supporters of the President Park Geun-hye, and they didn't want her to get impeached. And normally conservatives are very old people in Korea, so I was like an odd, ugly duckling in the scene. I was like this young 20s person with a camera, like filming the protest and all that, and suddenly these bunch of old people just ganged up on me, and I'm not kidding. Like, they just literally said, what is a young person doing here with a camera? Oh, you're one of those leftist media folks, aren't you? You're one of those like YouTubers who look down upon us and all that. So I was like, no, I'm just like filming a vlog, chill, bro. But then it didn't matter, and they just like hurled me onto the ground, and I was just being like just ganged up against, and they were kicking me with their military boots, and I got like a huge bruise in my eye, and I got like a nosebleed and scratches on my face, maybe some like bruises on my body. And the grandmas saved me from the scene. So ever since, I have a very traumatic experience with protests, and also I never go near them because it is very volatile. You never know what's going to happen. And yes, that is why I think this measure is very, very needed. 1/10 of the Korea's police force needs to be mobilized, because I think there might be some drastic actions being made during that day, according to the ruling. So if it doesn't come out in, I think, the supporters' favor, there has been incidents already of the supporters just breaking windows and intruding into police stations and, like the prison facilities, trying to rescue the president and all that. So there are some crazy people out there. So yeah, I think it's definitely needed, but this is how big of an event this is. The magnitude, you can feel it by seeing how many police is getting pulled for this. Yes, that is traumatic, yeah. So never accuse me of being an indifferent person towards politics. I am kind of right now, but yeah, the reason I don't go to protests is because, I almost died during one. Yeah. It is the nunas that saved you. Yeah, the 어머니es, the harmonies. Yeah, the harmonies with their love. That is terrible, I know, right? So, enough of the politics. That is a little bit depressing. But speaking of liberal, I guess, maybe. Bong Joon-ho's Mickey 17 surpasses 1 million admissions in Korea within the first 4 days. Not a big surprise, because Korea's most famous film director has made a movie in, like, I guess, 4 years? I don't know, when did Parasite come out? So in a couple years, he's came back with this new sci-fi movie called Mickey 17. Hands up in the chat if you've seen it. And W if you think it's a good movie. L if you think it's a bad movie. Please, I want to see the public sentiment. So yeah, it drew a lot of viewers apparently in Korea, and it accounted for 68% of the total ticket sales during that period. This record surpasses the one set by Oppenheimer in 2023. And yeah, this was a very, very significant mark. And Robert Pattinson, right? That's how you pronounce his name, right? He did a great job in acting in the film. I always liked his acting from Twilight, Harry Potter as Cedric. What else? He was Batman and all that. I think he has a wide spectrum of acting. So you have not seen the movie. You haven't watched it, but it looks intriguing, and gotta support Bong Joon-ho. W, I heard it was weird and boring, so I don't know if I should go see it. I haven't seen it, waiting on the reviews. W, seeing it this Friday. I heard from my daughter that they loved it. But to be honest, tuned in to hear your opinion. Okay, so I will give you my opinion. Before I go into that, let me give you a little bit of a bias. So Mickey 17 drawing lukewarm responses despite topping box office. So the numbers might be good because I guess the reputation of Bong Joon-ho and Robert Pattinson is holding up. But despite the #1 ranking, the film has failed to generate the excitement that theaters hoped for, with concerns now rising over whether it will break even on, I guess, the profits and all that, the costs. The film has maintained its top spot. This marks the first time in 52 years that a Korean director's film has topped the North American box office. Always need validation from America, right? Yeah, and its plot is set on an alien planet in the 2050s. Mickey 17, played by Robert Pattinson, a disposable human clone who repeatedly dies and is regenerated for dangerous missions. Yeah, there's also Steven Yeun, Naomi Aki, and Mark Ruffalo and Toni Collette in the movie. Yes, and it is getting lukewarm responses. So let me tell you my review about it. Yes, I have seen it indeed. I saw it on the first day it premiered. And my opinion towards it is that it's pretty mid as well. As much as I love Bong Joon-ho's movies, I think, okay, so let's say the pros of the movie first. I think the subject and the source of the movie itself is brilliant. It's a very unique and interesting idea. Sci-fi fans would love it. You're doing intergalactic travel. You're going to like this new planet, trying to save humanity and Earth and all that. You know, the usual climate and Earth narratives and all that. And in that process, you need a disposable human to do very dangerous experiments, such as, like, you know, just to give you a little spoiler, this isn't even a spoiler, it's just like the premise. So once you first step, let's say Mars, once you first step foot on a different alien planet, you need to see if the atmosphere is breathable, if there are any like microbiological, you know, germs or bacteria in the air, if it's like, if the food is edible, you know, there are some dangerous locations you need to excavate, you know, cliffs and glaciers and all that, right? So these can only be done by actual human beings. You know, robots can't prove if there's like microbacteria that's gonna kill everybody, right? So yeah, that's what Mickey 17 is like. So his name is Mickey. No, he actually has a different name, I think. His name is spotlighted at the end of the film. That was a pretty nice function. That was a pretty nice, you know, what do you call it? A nice move from Bong Joon-ho at the end, giving him human dignity by spotlighting his name at the end. But anyways, he goes by Mickey in this film, and there's like Mickey 1 to 17. So he's the 17th, I guess, reincarnation or regeneration of all the other different Mickeys, and they are printed by a human printer with like 3D printing technology and DNA technology, all that kind of stuff. Every time he dies, he's just regenerated, and it's, yeah, there's like a clash between, you know, Mickey 17 and 18. They are doubles. They're like doppelgangers, and they're not supposed to exist together because, you know, you see in here, the woman is Mickey's lover, partner, and there are occasions of jealousy. There are differences in characteristics, and if they first try to like kill each other because like you shouldn't be existing at the same time, but then they find a solution and all that. But so anyways, what I'm trying to say is that the subject itself is very interesting. If you're a very imaginative person, you will probably immerse into the story and think like, oh, if I were in his shoes, what would I do in this kind of situation? Would I even choose to be a expendable at all? It's a very harsh job. So yeah, it gives you a lot of like philosophical debates inside your head. So I would like to give the film a lot of points in the subject itself. And there's a lot of inclusivity, which a lot of people are criticizing that it's kind of gone overboard with Bong Joon-ho, but I like that. I support that. Yeah, I think the acting was great. All the actors pretty much nailed their acting. There are some people saying that Mark Ruffalo's he appears as this stupid, narcissistic leader, a politician, and he tries to claim credit and everything for his own good and his own name. He lives for clout and all that. And the way he speaks, a lot of people say that it was targeting Trump because like there's like this mannerism, there's this tone and where he speaks. And some people, like immediately my friends who watched Mickey 17 after that, they said, oh, like Bong Joon-ho probably told Mark Ruffalo to channel Trump. So I don't know about that. I did see some similarities there, but it's not official. Okay, but let's go on to the cons. So first of all, I will just say it's pretty boring. It's plain boring. It's just very dragged on. And I almost fell asleep in the middle. I cannot pinpoint on why, but one of the reasons I think is because I had expectations of like a space discovery film, of being like very Hollywood budget and like having a lot of like flashy scenes, but in the contrary, everything like 80% of the film holds place in the spaceship. So there's not a lot of like scene changes and all that. It's just you feel kind of trapped inside. There are some parts where you're on the alien planet, but the alien planet is all like covered with snow and it's all ice and it's just all very white. So it feels like, oh, they didn't want to spend a lot of money with the CG and all that. So yeah, even the aliens themselves are just, like little creatures that, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so, and the message, I feel like, is like Bong Joon-ho always has this very progressive narrative running through his films, but this time he did not disappoint again in disappointing me because it's always just very blatant in your face. It's just like shoving it down your throat. That's always what I think about Bong Joon-ho's films. So yeah, it was about like human dignity and how everyone should be respected and all that. And you should just watch it. Like even the lowest of the beings deserve some kind of dignity. And I think it was kind of similar to Snowpiercer if you have seen that film. That's also from Bong Joon-ho. So yeah, I think it was like Snowpiercer in a different setting. The Snowpiercer was in a train, and that was when the world was all collapsed because of like global warming, and the world froze up. But this one is in a spaceship, and the tail, what do you call it? The tail cartridge people is represented by Mickey. So yeah, I personally thought it was pretty boring. I think the tension doesn't build up that quickly. I think the introduction is pretty long. I think it could have been sped up a little bit, but who am I? Who am I to criticize? That was just my personal observation of the film. At the end, I was like, oh, okay. The ending was a little bit mid too. I won't talk about the ending. Actually, I have a lot of things to criticize about the ending itself. It's a little bit childish in my opinion, but yeah, there is some like American humor in the middle, sprinkled here and there, but it was like, okay, the script writing was kind of, it was mid too, in my opinion, but don't hate me for it. I love Bong Joon-ho. He's our Korean treasure, but like you can't blindly say every single film of his is good, right? So yeah, let's see what you guys thought. Robert Pattinson will always be Edward Cullen in my eyes. He's a great actor. Have not seen it yet. Yes, and let's see. Let's see. David, give us your letterboard rating out of 5 stars. I would give it a 3. Yeah, I would give it a 3. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but yeah. Is the movie really long? It's not even that long, and it felt very long to me. That's what everyone said? Okay, then maybe people have similar eyes as me. Yeah. So you feel like it was a waste of 2 hours? Not a waste. I think, as I told you, it's just worth seeing for the topic and subject itself and the acting. And it gives you a lot of thoughts. So I think it's just worth it for that sake. But if you're looking for some very dynamic or dopamine rushing, adrenaline rushing, or entertaining, nerve-wracking film, then I don't think this one is like that. Yeah. 3 out of 5 stars, so definitely mid. Chris W says boring. Yeah. Pattinson's Batman was intriguing, yes. That's a low score, not worth seeing it. I feel bad now that I'm like against promoting this film. No, you guys should definitely go see it. It's worth seeing. It's worth seeing. It just triggers your imagination. So go check it out. Okay, so what is happening in Korea right now? Korea is going crazy. So I think a few weeks ago I've told you about this news. So the police on Wednesday finally revealed the identity of the teacher accused of fatally stabbing the 7-year-old student at an elementary school in Daejeon last month. This is her picture. She's 48 years old. Her name is Myung Jae-won, and her identity was revealed as it should be. And she looks pretty. Yeah, I won't describe that, but bad. Okay, so. Yeah, the committee approved the disclosure after considering the brutality of the crime, the severity of the damage, and the opinion of the victim's family. So if you see it closely, I've seen bigger pictures. She also has some like scars of hurting herself with a knife. So she tried to end her life in the scene, but then she was caught, and now she's recovered. Sadly, the 7-year-old child was lost, but that is her. And the stabbing case was like a very high attention case in Korea because of, yeah, as I said, the brutality of the crime. It was just so graphic, and that 7-year-old did not deserve that in any way. It was just a random crime, and it was learned that she just pre-organized. It was an organized crime. Like, she bought the knife, and she was very mad, and she was just looking for an innocent target, and she went full on to that innocent little girl. Like, what? How would the parents feel? Like, whenever I see this kind of stuff, like I just can't imagine how they feel. Yeah, and of course she's going to jail. I don't know what the sentence is, but of course, it's going to be a long one. So let me actually look it up if she got justice or not. I think the trial should be going on. But let's see. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it's still going on. It's still going on, and the police concluded that it was an organized crime. So yeah, there is a lot of violence going on in Korea. I don't know what's happening here. I as always, it's a safe country. Don't get the wrong thoughts in your head. And whenever something like this happens, a lot of people say, "Oh, Korea's right now in martial law. There's like stabbing, there's like bombing and all that. It's like totally unsafe to travel there." No, everybody's living their own lives, and this is just one single incident that happened among 50 million people living in this country, and it even happened in Daejeon. It's not the probabilities that it's going to happen to you is lower than you getting in a car crash in your own neighborhood. So don't worry about that, but the brutality of the case itself and how much spotlight it gets on the news just triggers that much fear. And I totally understand that, but you got to think rationally. Don't cancel your travel plans or anything. So yeah, Korea is a good place to come to, but nevertheless, there is a lot of sad news and yeah, news that I don't want to talk about that is happening in Korea. So there was no motive. Yeah, the motive was that she was pissed and she was stressed and she was not in the right mental state, and she just it's pretty much like every kind of sorry to say this, but like school shooting in America, like most of the shooters, they don't have like a particular target, right? They just go in and just like choose an innocent student, like, and that's the most cowardly and sick thing to do, because you're targeting people that are not even in, like, they're weaker than you. Like, if you're gonna actually target someone, like, man up and go face on face with a stronger person, so you also have the chance of getting smacked out. But the fact that they're choosing children is like crazy. Yeah, and this person was even a teacher. Like that makes you think of like the qualifications of becoming a teacher, right? We need to strengthen mental tests and have I also like mental health care for teachers nowadays as well, because they are super stressed. Yeah. Let's see. This is just tragic. Mental illness is terrible and no excuse for sure. But a 7-year-old defenseless child, yeah, it's crazy. Mental health needs to be taken more seriously, and they need to check on the teachers more too, like offer free counseling for teachers or something. Exactly, that's what I've been saying. Yes. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. But with only a knife, can't do the damage that happens in the US. Yeah, I guess we don't have guns, so it's, I hate to say this, but better. But a knife is a little bit more brutal and graphic if you actually think about it. Yeah, like imagine the pain the 7-year-old girl went through. That stabbing. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to talk about it. Yes. But anyways, to brighten up the mood a little bit as usual, you might have been waiting for this for the whole 2 weeks. I know you have been. So Soo House is the official sponsor of this live stream. Soo House Official is the name for its Instagram account. It's the best community for foreigners. You can experience Korea and get opportunities. Connect, play, learn in Korea. And they have a lot of new updates on their Instagram account. They are also recruiting creators and influencers for the biggest Korean beverage brands. It's confidential, but I also applied too. So let me hope that I can get some kind of collaboration with them. Also, look at this lovely reel about BTS and Suga and V's hometown, which is Daegu, and these influencers with Visit Korea Travel visited Daegu, and you can see like how it looks like over here. So go check it out on Soo House. They have, wow, what is this? Like massive K food full courses going on with Seoul, Hanu, and Yeouido. So these kind of things going on. Very interesting things. Learn Korean with K-drama lines, acting class with 30-year veteran acting coach. From Squid Game 2, okay, from March 8th at Shinchon Hyundai Department Store. So if you're in Korea, definitely go check it out. If you're not, go check out the app and connect with people virtually on there. If you're in Korea, as I told you, you can go network in these kind of places. Yeah, there are group classes, foreigner Korean pairing classes, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, perfect place to meet and make friends. And all you have to do is go to App Store or Google Play and type Soo House and download it. Yes, the only app you need to meet new people, events in Korea, and all that. Yes, a lot of events going on. So thank you, Soo House, for sponsoring the live stream. Yes, everyone's so excited about Soo House, right? Like, see the phenomenal applaud in the chat over there. And 307 people watching. I appreciate all of you watching. Oh, actually 330. Yes, please smash that like button for me for the stream. And if you appreciate the news and the stream, if there is any form of support you can give, that would be amazing. And on to the next news. So speaking of bad things in Korea, yeah, as you can see in the title, stabbing and bombing. I was not clickbaiting, so we've covered the stabbing part, but bombing, yes, this is actually true. 7 casualties as artillery shell strikes house and church in Pocheon. When I woke up to this news, this was like a week ago, I thought it was fake, or I thought it was North Korea invading. This is crazy. This is the remnants of the church and a house in Pocheon, and an actual bomb was exploded. Exploded at this scene. How this happened is, so nobody died or anything. There were no casualties, but there was like nobody was like seriously injured. Or were unconscious or anything, but there was damage to some of the structures, and some people are in shock, and there might be minor, damages or like people getting hurt. But what happened is, so the Air Force already apologized. So what happened is 2 pilots mistakenly dropped bombs on a civilian district last week. I don't know if, like, I can't even process if this is actually true right now, because it just seems so fake, but it is true. And they failed to follow the mandatory procedure of checking the coordinates at least 3 times, and the Air Force apologized for it. So 2 Air Force pilots, they were test piloting in the area. So Pocheon is very close to North Korea. It's literally just adjacent to it. There's like 10 kilometers or a couple kilometers from North Korea. So that's where the military base is. But unfortunately, there is like a civilian area among that place as well. And because these pilots miscalculated and did not check the coordinates of their training in deploying bombs from the planes, from the airplanes, it fell on a civilian area in Pocheon, in the neighborhood, and it was hit on nearby a house and church. So 29 people were injured, thankfully in minor injuries, and including 15 civilians. Yes, so it was a pilot error, and this is not an oopsie that can be accepted. And everybody was in so much shock when this happened, and they were saying like, what is happening to this country? Making a mistake in the military, everyone can make mistakes, but I don't think you can make mistakes on bombing a civilian neighborhood. Yeah. Like there should be triple safeties to prevent that stuff from happening. But this happened, and it's just crazy. I can't fathom it. I just can't process. Mass base, like what? Tragic training accident. Oh, this is not related to the shelling in the military? What? Did I? Wait. Oh, okay. So there were shells left. So is that what it's talking about? There's let me actually correct. Okay, so first of all, the two pilots, they are now prosecuted. Of course, I think we can't brush it over like that. Um yeah, I'm not seeing anything about extra news about it other than that. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. Yeah, it is about that. Yes. Yeah, just checking right now. Yep, it was because of the bombing. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, like it feels like too many mistakes or something. It's like people are trying to compete to see who can do the most damage. I know. This is crazy. So there are mad conspiracy theories, as you can think, you can imagine going on, saying that these people are spies. That doesn't make sense at all. How can that even happen? But there are also people, trying to make this in a political manner, saying like, why is a military base stationed so close to a civilian area in the first place? But then the military came out and explained that because of the geographical location between the base and defending the border with North Korea and all that, the military base goes with priority than the civilian area. But I think there should definitely be barriers, and there are safety measures, but then like this was a human error, too big of a human error that happened. So yeah. Yes. So people who are late, basically two jets fired bombs into a civilian area in Korea, in Pocheon, and the pilots made mistakes, and there were minor injuries. Yes. Okay. Okay, I don't know what's going on with Korea, but let me get some water because my mouth is drying up. Hand painted paints, hello. Thank you for coming live and updating us with everything. But how are you doing these days, David? Do you find happiness and time for health between the hustle? How's your family and pups? Everything is good. Yeah, my two pups are at home right now because my mom is visiting. There is a silver lining in the studio situation. So I think there is one person interested in moving in. They've actually asked me whether I can vacate this place until next week. So we'll have to wait for his final decision, but hopefully he decides to come into this place. Other than that, my grandparents' situation is pretty much the same. They are not in a good state, but they are holding on. I'll have to go visit my grandpa again, but other than that, work has been very tough and busy. But yeah, I'm just hanging on in there. Like nothing special, nothing too bad, just normal. And I guess like Normal is good, right? Yeah. New studio, not yet. I don't have plans for a new studio yet because I was originally planning to do the filming at my house, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. You'll miss this background, right? Yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah, the problem is rent. And related to rent, here's the next news. So Korea's top cinema, CGV, chains restructure, diversify amid market slump. So CGV Korea, it's Korea's largest cinema chain, is undergoing significant restructuring efforts, including the closure of underperforming theaters and a voluntary retirement program for long-serving employees. As it navigates a challenging Korean market impacted by the rise of online streaming services and declining moviegoer numbers. The closure of underperforming street theaters is a strategic move by the cinema chain. It recently announced that CGV Songpa, CGV Yeonsu will cease operations on March 23rd. The company also offered a voluntary retirement program as part of cost-cutting measures amid a struggling domestic market. Around 80 staff members, including those from its headquarters and field operations, have left the company. So, as I've been bitching about for the past few years, like, they weren't false words or blank words. Like, they were valid criticisms. I told you, like, movies have gone insane. The movie prices have gone insane. Nobody wants to watch a movie at a movie theater anymore because of how expensive it is. Why would you pay? I told you, like, usually not a lot of people go to the movie theaters alone. I used to do, but even so, it's pretty costly. But usually you go as dates, as a family, and if you're over like 2 people, it's like $15 per movie, $30. There you go, only for the ticket prices. $10 for the popcorn, $5 for the parking, all that combined. It's like, how much is it already? $45, and then you gotta get like a dinner or something, right? So a day out at the movie theater would at least easily cost you $50 or more dollars. And in this economy, $50 is a lot just to see a moving picture, right? Where you can just stay at home and you can watch Netflix. Everybody has like gigantic TVs nowadays, surround sound, and you're just all cozy in your sofa, and you can buy popcorn for $1 at the convenience store and some Coke with it. And yeah, everybody just chooses that over going to the movies. And the other thing is, ever since COVID, I don't think the movie scene has rebounded. They took a very big hit during COVID, right? And there was also the what do you call it? The film scriptwriters strike and all that. So I think the cinema scene as a whole has taken a hit. And right now, if you're not like massively funded by a Hollywood, franchise or anything, it's just very hard to create a movie in general. So thus that leads to a lack of supply of quality movies, and people want to go to the movie theaters for quality movies, not just killing time movies, right? They want to go for Dune or maybe Mickey 17 or Harry Potter or something like that, but there haven't been any movies like that recently. Even the Marvel movies have been flopping so hard. The Captain America barely even made any noise in Korea. I didn't even know it was premiering in movie theaters in Korea. So yeah, like all these big franchises, they're flopping. Disney's flopping. Korean movies, they come out, but then people are like, do we really have to watch Korean movies at a movie theater? So right now, nobody goes to movie theaters. And I think at the end, the biggest reason is the price. If the price doesn't go down, nobody's going to return to the movie theaters, and the sales are going to plummet, and thus it's going to have a chain effect, domino effect on CGV and Megabox and Lotte Cinema, which are the big three, all closing down. Yeah. And nowadays, if I go to the movie theaters often, it's just so easy to get seats. There's nobody there. and the workers are all just like, just very chill. Yeah, they've even cut a lot of workers, so there isn't even anybody inspecting the tickets. So a very bad tip from a local Korean. But if you happen to be in Korea and if you have a movie you want to see, probably an English movie because they don't have English subtitles, but if you want to see an English movie, choose a late nighttime at maybe 11 p.m. or something and go to a local theater. And there probably are only like 2 screens that are showing it. There's probably going to be no one inspecting your tickets. You can just go in for free and watch. Yeah, that's how bad it is because they have to cut all the part-times. They even replace the part-time workers at the snack stores and replaced it with mobile orders and kiosks. So you do it all remotely, you do it all digitally, and like there's one single worker behind the bar that just prepares everything and just gives it to you. So, yeah, the reviews about Captain America weren't good. It's unreasonable to spend that kind of money for a movie. Can't even afford to eat dinner before or after. That's true. That's very true. What is COEX? Is it a theater? COEX is the biggest convention center in Korea, if I'm not wrong, at least in Seoul. And it's above Starfield, which is like the a department store or shopping center with that big gigantic library. And there is a big mega box in Starfield Mall as well. Yeah, I think that place is going to be good because there's naturally a lot of people, a lot of traffic in COEX and Starfield. But the other local movie theaters that are just in regular buildings, people are just not going. So, yeah. Do Korean theaters have recliners? Yes, some of the premium stages do. Yes. They don't make movies like they used to. I know, right? So I'm thinking of watching Substance in the movie theater. They have the last screen up for that movie. I heard it's very gory and it's very grotesque, but I've heard good reviews about it, so I'm thinking of watching that. I watched Anora, which got the Oscars. That was pretty good. So go check it out. But yeah. So movie theaters are going extinct. And this is very interesting. So SM Entertainment's K-pop Training Academy will open its first overseas branch in Singapore this June. Its flagship program, priced at $10,000, offers 21 weeks of intensive training. So 21 weeks, that's like 5 or 4 months, something like that. With instructors directly hired from Seoul and the opportunity to experience what it takes to become a K-pop idol, said SM Universe, the training arm of South Korean entertainment giant. The course mirrors the rigorous routine of idol trainees in Seoul, requiring participants to commit to at least 6 hours of daily practice in singing, dancing, music production, and overall stage performance. Instructors at the Singapore Center are the same professionals who train some of SM Entertainment's biggest stars. So I have my opinion on this. So the top trainees will be eligible to go take like auditions in Korea and become like maybe even K-pop stars. But $10,000 for 4 months of training at like a branch of SM in Singapore, I don't know. So I think in a business standpoint, SM is doing good because they're raking in money, and I'm sure K-pop is huge. I've discovered the sentiment in Singapore when I visited this time, and K-pop is still very huge. So I'm definitely sure that there will be a lot of wannabe trainees that will go to this place because there are a lot of rich people in Singapore as well. So it's the perfect market. Yeah, it's multicultural as well, and it's Asian dominant, so it doesn't go really that off from the K-pop stereotype. But at the same time, the pricing is a little bit too pricey, expensive, first of all. Well, if you can afford it, good for you. But if you're actually going there, so it's not like a dance studio that you go for a hobby, right? Like you are actually committed and invested in becoming a K-pop idol in this place. And I just hate to break it to some of the people, but I feel like my advice would be demotivating and disappointing to some people, but at the end, helpful to a lot of people. I feel like I'm shattering a lot of people's dreams of being K-pop idols, but I just have to say this, like, especially SM, there are certain visual margins and stereotypes, or not stereotypes, but archetypes, or just, certain people these agencies are looking for. So what I would do first is that I know visuals are not everything for K-pop idols, but you have to meet the bare minimum of their standards. That's what I'm saying. So before you spend $10,000 at a K-pop training center, go around, like, ask your friends or go on YouTube or go on Instagram and see if you can garner some attention or some compliments from people that you don't know that are very objective, and look if you can actually qualify visually first as a K-pop idol, because at the end everyone knows that even if you have talent, the chances are very, very slim that you'll become a K-pop idol without the visual aspect. And that's just the harsh and brutal reality, in my opinion. So I'm trying to do a favor and save you $10,000 and even more, like maybe flight costs, and like you have to train for years and years, right? But that's just the sad truth. So yeah, nowadays I think the entertainment companies just go on Instagram and pick up already very established and pretty people that have like a following and that have like a dancing account and all that. But yeah, that's just how I feel, and I just feel bad for a lot of naive people that will be enlisting for this program, thinking that they genuinely have a shot for the K-pop idol program, where the industry is not that kind, and there is like this secret but not so secret standard of beauty and all that. So yeah. Rachel, thank you for the $2. Are you going to see the Snow White movie? No, I have not heard of it, and I don't think that's not my cup of tea. Yeah, sounds like something Isuman would do, but he's gone. Yeah, he's making a Chinese group. No, like a multinational group with like 3 Chinese members and 2 US members. Does that include an Ice Cube diet? Probably, because it's pretty serious, and I think like these training instructors, they'd be pretty like intense with all the programs and stuff. They'll probably enforce you like dietary restrictions, and they'll have like monthly evaluations on how, like, that's how all these K-pop programs go by. Like they have competitions amongst each other, and you need to keep up physically, mentally, and skill-wise as well. Yeah. Too much money, what's the benefit? Do they become idols? No, they get a shot on becoming idols, right? They have like a closer connection on getting into an audition and all that, right? We know David. Yeah, but I've seen a lot of people that don't know. Yeah, don't know. They search on Insta, exactly. They search on Insta and send a direct DM with a following. Yeah, that's how it happens nowadays. I'm very aware of how the industry works. Yeah, like a lot of intellectual people in the chat know, but you will be surprised if you actually go to K-pop academies and you're like, not to be judgmental, but some people are just really, really working hard, but it's just the harsh reality that that some particular people are not going to make it. And hopefully there is maybe a scene for alternative solutions that is not so beauty and beauty standard centric, but that's how humanity has been throughout the whole centuries and all that. So yeah. Idle training is not for the risk adverse. Yeah. Just a very small amount of idols make really good money. The companies still make the most profit. That's true too. Like even if you debut as an idol, there is a very low chance that you'll be making profit. Yeah. So I always said, if you aren't gonna be in like the big companies, at least like SM, Hype, YG, JYP, Starship, where else? If you're not amongst those companies, you'll have a very, very low chance of succeeding, even if you debut as an idol. So sorry to shatter all the dreams, but like I know so many people would be happy to debut just to debut as a K-pop idol, but because the probabilities are just so low, it's even an uphill battle from there. So yeah. I've heard that someone was forced to literally eat only ice cubes for a week to lose weight during K-pop training. Yeah, that's the reality. That's the reality. Yeah, and I feel like there are cultural gaps to merge as well too, because Asians in general are used to these kind of very conformist and very strict kind of instructions and orders and all that. They are very compliant towards top-down orders and all that, the strict environment. But when I see Westerners in general, they are very outspoken. They all have individualistic mindsets. They have, they have very big expressions and they have a big sense of, self and ego. So I feel like Westerners or international people in general, I guess maybe excluding Asians, would have a very, very a difficult time in the traditional K-pop training system. Yeah, I don't see that going well. Yeah, there would probably be like lawsuits going on if they were to join like K-pop agencies. Yeah, that's what I see. Of course, there's going to be like contracts binding you not to like sue, but I still think there would be a lot of like lawsuits. Yes. Why is there so much emphasis on becoming an idol? Are there no other careers aspirations in Korea? It's the same as becoming like everyone wanting to become an influencer and YouTuber and an idol. It's flashy. They see these handsome, pretty, talented people. Although they do a lot of work on the behind side, the ROI at the end for a little fraction of groups like aespa, BTS, Blackpink, they live lavish lives. They're raking in money and they're always in Paris Fashion Week. They're always doing world tours and going on like crazy shows and getting sponsorships from Louis Vuitton and all that. So young people that haven't matured enough and have naive minds don't know about reality. And everyone is caught in their own shell and when they're young. Even I was like that. I guess the sky's the limit, and it's not like good to restrict yourself, but there needs to be some kind of a mentor or some person next to you that also has a sense of reality that's like giving you a reality check when you're young too, because you might end up wasting a bunch of your precious early young lifetime. So yeah, there should be a balance. Is aespa making money? For sure. aespa is making money for sure. Yeah. A lot of K netizens feel Americans are too soft after the Vicha situation, but I think JYP forgot they were in California. Child labor laws are strict. What's going on with Vicha? Yeah, that is happening now with Vicha. Okay, I'm not updated about Vicha, but I'm assuming it's like a international group and there are lawsuits. Well, that's exactly what I was saying. I'm telling you, this model is not gonna work in the West. Like, it's child abuse. It's like exploitation, and it's like starving revolved. There's like a lot of like harassment and offensive words flying around, a lot of crying, a lot of mental health issues. It's not a healthy environment, and yeah, that's just everything opposite from what I've seen of like Western values. So yeah, yeah. So Asians are built pretty strong, raised by their parents. Not nowadays, not even like. But then slippers were always flying around. We always had the belt remedy and the wooden stick remedy that magically fixed all our childhood problems. So we're kind of used to that. So maybe it might work for Asians, but I don't know about like Westerners. Yeah, maybe it might work for cultures that have like similarities with like parental habits in Asia. Yeah. Yeah. What you're saying is true, David. This is why K-pop system will never work outside of Asia, bro. Look at Vicha. Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't know about Vicha. They started about 3 months ago. You should cover it. I've heard of them, but I don't follow them. Is it from the Dream Academy thing? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay, so last news of today, and I'm gonna switch over to the Patreon stream. So get ready. So this is a very bizarre thing that's happening. Unusual all 20s lottery numbers in Korea spark rigging allegations. We calculated the odds. So last Saturday, the Korean Lotto result was announced. And the numbers were 20, 21, 22, 25, 28, and 29. That is crazy. And also, even with these numbers, 36 grand prize winners split the jackpot, and each took home around $56,000. No. $567,000. That is so sad, isn't it? Like, imagine you become the jackpot winner of a lottery. You probably used all the energy, all the luck in your lifetime, and you got this jackpot. And imagine you only get 500K. Isn't that so sad? But like as the news states, what are the odds of having a number like 20, 21, 22, 25, 28, and 29 and having 36 winners for it? Like, that's crazy. The math, they did it, and it's a 0.0026% chance. Roughly once every 745 years. So there has been continuous allegations of the Korean lottery system saying that it's rigged, that the grand prize is too small, you can't even buy an apartment with it anymore. What's the point of having a lottery and all that? But it hasn't been changing. There has been minor changes on like, making it live streamed and having a live audience and all that. And I know like mathematically and probability wise, there is no like limit in how odd the results might be. Like 20, it might be one. It might as well be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that can happen in the realm of mathematics and probability, right? So I think about the numbers, there's nothing to be rigged, but 36 winners really splitting the jackpot? That's crazy. Wow, right? Still is money. Would not be angry personally. I would be angry. Diana, you are a very big human being, but I'm a very small and petty human being. If I won the lottery with the number 20, 21, 22, 25, 28, 29, and 36 winners were splitting with me, I would be rioting. I would be protesting and going full on saying that this is rigged. This is a huge scheme and this doesn't make sense. Yeah. Can you imagine thinking you've won the jackpot and you gotta share it? I know. It's even painful to share it with one person. Like imagine you get $10 million and you split it with one more person and you have to split 5 million. But then imagine you got 10 million and you have to split it with 36 people. I would be butthurt as hell. I'm petty. Yeah, I'm petty. And actually, I buy the lottery every single week. I buy $10 worth of it. I know it's stupid, but I still buy it because the lottery goes for social welfare, and it's redistributing wealth, and also, you know, it helps people that are in poverty and all that. So last week I got a lotto for myself over here. It was in my bag, and you just scan the QR code and you see your results. So let's see if I won anything at all. Yeah, I've only won like 5th place before, and that's like $5. But doing a live reveal of whether I won the lottery or not. Let's see. So the number was indeed 20, 21, 22, 23, 28, 29, and the bonus number 6. I only got 20, 21. Yeah. I guess this means more work for me and more hustling. Thank you, Rachel, for the $5. David, do you think I have a better chance of winning the lottery or meeting you? You probably have a better chance of meeting me. Yes, that is affirmative. But never give up on the lottery. That doesn't mean you know, if you think about it in a good way, there is 36 people. 36 people actually exist. They won the jackpot. They actually exist. We don't know if they actually all exist. That's why people are making allegations of being rigged and all that. But then even if you just expand it to the entirety of lottery, there is at least one person every single week that hits the jackpot, and that could be you. There's no saying that it couldn't be you. And that's the exact mentality everyone has when they buy the lottery. But the results are there. It is a fact that at least a single person wins. So, yeah, that's that. You know, nowadays, the biggest conspiracy theory among lottery in Korea is that it's secretly tied to the government, and there's like back deals. And because this is like all cash, right? It's taxed, but you still receive it in cash. It's not like non-traceable as well. Because like if you just have it as the form of a ticket, there's no like identification or no nothing for the ticket itself. So there's a very big conspiracy that appeared in a movie in Korea where politicians, like dirty politicians or dirty CEOs, like from big conglomerates, they get their hands on like a lottery ticket through like dark forces or something. They might even pay, you know, like something for the tickets. They might even contact the the jackpot winners. They acquire the tickets, and they use it either for like money laundering, or they either use it to pay off dirty people, like, you know, that people that have like, you know, dirt on them, or people they are threatening. They're like, just take this and I won't kill you or something. You're winning the jackpot. Live a good life. Go to Southeast Asia or whatever. And yeah, so there's a lot of like conspiracy theories about like the lottery nowadays. But yeah. You can't win if you don't play. Every day David is hustling. Yes. When will be my lottery day? Oh wow, I got a PayPal. Yay. Wow, I got a PayPal. Woo, thank you, Kelly. Thank you so much for the 50 pizza. Great topics today. Glad you are back. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, is this from today too? Wow. Thank you, Dolly Baby, for the extra 50. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Pizza. Thank you. Wow. I am so blessed. I'm so blessed. This is my lottery for the day. I win the jackpot for the day. 500k PayPal. I'm the 37th lotto winner, I guess, right? Yeah. And I got some Patreon notification. Oh, actually, someone bought me 5 pizzas. Thank you for today's live stream. Enjoyed the opinion on Mickey 13. Anonymous donation. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, and it's time to go on to PayPal. And Eja just joined the Patreon fam. Thank you for joining on Patreon. So, yeah, that was it for today's live stream, the public live stream on KPC. I see 371 people watching. Please leave a like before you go, and let me tell you guys on how to access the Patreon link. So if you see the pinned comment on the live stream chat right now, you will see a link that leads you to Patreon. Don't worry, it's free. So go to Patreon. All you have to do is sign up as a free member, and you will have access to this post over here. And it says KPC exclusive pod March 13th stream. These are the topics I'm going to be talking about today. Oops, I just exposed the link, but if you have the grit to type all of that in your URL, then go for it. It is a free stream after all for the people who are transitioning right now. So go join Patreon, check out the link. I will be refreshing and starting a new stream on that link. See you over there. And after the live stream of this link is expired, after we're done, it's going to be turned into private mode only for the Patreon members, because they're paying a premium and they definitely need the luxury to tune into whenever they can. So yeah, this is going to be for the exclusive podcast perk, which is $10 a month. It's the price of a McDonald's meal or a coffee. So if you can save that much and support me, that would be really appreciated. So let's move on to Patreon. So thanks everybody for tuning in on KPC YouTube today, and moving over to Patreon after this. So go check out the link on the pinned comment. So spamming it in the chat right now. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Let's migrate, folks. Yes. See you over there. See you.